Hey everybody, this is NFTeve and I'm here with FCK YEA. He is an NFT artist and also involved in many other interesting projects. Hey, how are you doing today?
Hey Eve, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Why don't you just kind of start with what it is that you're doing?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'll do maybe a little bit about myself. So my name is Gabe. I've I've been a massive cyclist enthusiast, nature enthusiast, and also first generation Salvadorian. For the, let's see, last decade, I got into photography and eventually was a photographer and a studio manager and got into film production. Then, just recently got into the NFT space at NYC NFT. I kind of just always knew about it, but kind of decided to do some research and just happened to be like a couple days right before the NFT week happened here in New York. And so I went to one of the first events. It was the 1:37 p.m. doc on Beeple. And so I watched a little bit of that, and actually I got to meet him, and he autographed, or essentially made a drawing on the back of my phone. That he so in the NFT culture, there's a thing called, everyone says GM, and that just happened to be my initials too. And so I was like, what does GM mean? And he's like, what does GM mean? And he starts laughing, and everyone starts laughing, and here we are, saying, I literally say GM every single day since then. And I kind of look at that phone every day as a reminder to create. He's one of my favorite artists in the NFT space. He literally makes amazing creations every single day. I've literally seen the guy at a party on his laptop creating the next thing for the day. But yeah, so that's kind of a little bit about me. As far as my work, I have a few collections right now. My Genesis collection is Surreal 01. That's
show him if you would like to.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Should I just share now?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay. All right. So yeah, this is Surreal 01.
That's a great name. That's a great name.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's a right now I only have 23 items, but eventually it will be 264. It's a series of 12 photos that kind of were surreal moments that kind of shaped my life, or just my understanding of art and myself. Essentially, I've always kind of turned to the camera to kind of look more inward, like the feelings and having anxiety and self-doubt and fear and all those things that we just deal with. I kind of figured out that I was able to portray that part of me through my photos and kind of look back and hopefully kind of flesh those things out and figure it out and move on. And
yeah, let's see some of your pieces.
So yeah, this is probably the kind of the main piece is called Into the Void. And this was at the first studio I worked at. So so I lived in Utah for the kind of last 10 years. and got into the studio, entered there, and eventually, was managed a studio. And this is one of the first events that I got to manage. And I was in a very like kind of just dark place in my life, and this photo was like kind of me, like kind of going into the light. Essentially, to me, it was like taking the risk of like doing what I was doing, like being a photographer. My was not easy, working freelance and kind of not knowing when you were getting paid next, and kind of living that life, and as well as just personally myself, just not knowing who I am, like who I was, or and taking that chance and going into the light, or for this photo, it's like into the void.
That's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and then
gorgeous. I feel like I've seen it somewhere else, but maybe I've just seen it on your profile. But I feel like I've seen it somewhere else.
It's my that was my profile pic. So if you,
it's beautiful.
I've been in a ton of spaces. So
yeah, that must be it. I'm like, I know this picture. It's really gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's, I mean, that's like kind of my favorite, like kind of like essentially the intro to the collection. And this is probably the to me, like the best photo I've ever taken. Like,
yeah, that's beautiful.
It's called Bike Wave. And this one, I mean, I like, I'm into like psychedelics and stuff, and we took some mushrooms and went out to the Salt Flats in Utah. So it's a very it's, to me, it's like one of my most favorite places in Utah. And so it's basically like it just goes forever. You can literally just run in a direction and close your eyes and you'll never trip over anything. It's
that's amazing.
It's that flat and that vast.
Wow.
And so every once in a while it'll rain, and so there'll be like a couple inches of water, and so that you kind of get the reflection. And so we went there like after we used to do this ride in Salt Lake every Thursday, the 999. And so after that, like it was late night, we were like decided to go. I've never been, and so we went and we kind of waited for the sunrise, and we rode these bikes like on the water, and which is, I was just had an idea for this photo. And honestly, this is not like we planned this. We were there, but getting this photo wasn't necessarily planned. It was just like, he was just riding in a straight line, and I just got in the position to like kind of get it. And this is, to me, is like the kind of the, like, this is like me on a bike, how I feel about bikes. Like I think bikes are the most beautiful things on this planet. And my favorite thing about them is that they only go forward. And so you, like, on a bike, essentially you only go forward, and that's, I try to like live my life that way, where like I'm only going forward, like one pedal at a time.
That's beautiful. And yeah, beautiful philosophy too. Yeah, that is so gorgeous.
Thank you.
It's so good to hear the story, because now like I'm just putting myself out in the vast salt flats and like imagining that one little rain, and then all of a sudden reflection, like the whole sky, right? It must be insane. Like the whole place must light up, right? As a huge reflection. And you're in the middle of it. That's amazing.
Yeah, I have more of these photos too that I'm going to be slowly releasing as one of ones. Um, and I'll show you some other ones too of just the actual, like the mirror image. But yeah, I mean, the Soul Flats, yeah, it's a special place for me. And one of the cool things about my collections, so I'm doing physical prints that I'm attaching NFC chip to. So you'll be able to tap the print with your phone, and the video will come up of me telling you the story behind the photo.
Did you say NFC or did you say
And yeah, NFC.
What's
so
that?
it's near. So your phones have this already. It's how you pay for stuff. It's called near field communication, and you can actually charge your phones. Like if you put them together, you know, that's the same technology. Or when you pay at a register, you tap your phone. It's the same technology.
Wow.
And so yeah, so you can basically program it like the chips to kind of do anything really. And so I'm kind of linking it to a video of these, you know, the photos essentially.
That is great. That is really cool.
Yeah, you know,
Really good. And then, okay, yeah, amazing. My NFT that I finally started minting, because I got into NFTs, you know, via art. I've been an artist for a long time.
Right.
Been into crypto for 4 years, and I just been into NFTs. Like I minted some like a year and a half ago when I first heard about it, but not very slowly going into it. But I finally uploaded it's a performance art video.
Oh, very cool.
That video showed in a gallery because it was about a piece I made, like a physical piece, and then it had like the QR code. That was like a long time ago, so it was very kind of cutting edge to have that little QR.
Oh yeah.
But you can see the video, you know.
For sure, yeah.
So I like that idea
of
accessing more information, because actually you telling me about the picture, I really liked the picture before I heard the story because it's just gorgeous. By hearing the story, you like it even more, and I felt more like involved with it, and
yeah,
that's so cool.
Yeah, you know, I started photography in like film, like a film class. Like my sister gave me my first camera. I took a class in like 2010, I think. So you know, shooting film, you have to like think about your shots. You know, you have to like every shot is like super important. You only have, you know, so much film, and film costs money, and you know, I've always just taken that approach, even like in like the digital like in the digital space, because it's just, you know, it's just how I always did it, you know. It wasn't like, it's just how, you know, so like every photo I take, like, you know, there's intention behind it, you know. There's you know, you know, I don't just press like, you know, to get the shot. I always think about it in my head for sure, and then while I'm in the lens.
That's so interesting, because you said like intention behind it, but I first heard tension behind it, which that's cool too, because I was like, oh,
yeah,
right,
sure.
there's tension, because the moment is important. It's not just like, yeah,
exactly.
whatever, this is like one moment of a million. You're like, no, this is the moment, you know.
This is the moment. Exactly, right.
That's really cool. Yeah. I like that. Yeah, let's see something else. I like the one with the light shining through the circle.
Yeah, that's cool. And so this, you said this one, right?
Yeah, that one just, wow.
So yeah, these are
whoa.
This is a landscape art by Nancy Holt. It's called the Sun Tunnels.
Oh yeah.
And
he's a very famous artist.
Yeah. And so basically they line up, you know, perfectly with the sunrise and the sunset during the solstice.
Wow.
So either one, right? The summer or winter. This was the summer solstice in 2016, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I might, I might
Nobody will ever know.
yeah, but so yeah, and so I had friends who they would kind of go out and and just kind of like burner friends essentially.
Uh-huh.
They would go out and we just kind of do like some ceremony stuff where like just dancing and like taking photos and creating stuff. And this was the sunrise of the kind of we got there for the sunset. This was like the sunrise. And
where's this sculpture located?
oof,
Not at Burning Man.
it's in Utah. I don't remember the exact location because it's kind of in the middle of nowhere.
But it's not like a public art in a national park or something like.
No, it's like in the middle of nowhere. You have to like Google it and you're driving on dirt roads and stuff to get there.
Okay, that's
yeah. So yeah, it's you have to yeah, and there's like I'm pretty sure there's no cell service there and stuff.
I love the light that's on top of it, like that orange light, that aura. It's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. I see. Yeah, I mean
and that white light of the sun. That picture is just beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. This is also a very this is like a kind of a crazy story for me actually. We went there and we were doing things eating things and etc. psychedelics whatever. And I call this the longest. It was like the longest day of my life because it happened to be the longest day of the year. And we after this we actually went to a place and were caught trespassing. And so I ended up because of that and stuff ended up being in a holding cell for I think about 11 hours or something. It was like my first time kind of the first time ever in that situation. And so it was very very tough on me. And like they don't let you like look at your phone or anything, so it's like if you don't remember numbers like of your friends' numbers, then you can't they like wouldn't let me call them. And so like eventually I got out. My friends just paid the bill and I paid them back. And but it was like that was definitely like I say the longest day of my life because
Wow.
I didn't sleep. Like we were up all night just like partying and taking photos and doing all that stuff. And then like we got to the other place and then I was in that cell for like 12 hours. And so like it was just like the longest day. Like
wow. So it started off like so beautiful and magical, and then it went all the way like full circle into the dark, into the darkness.
For sure. Yeah, a little bit.
I've been in that situation. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I mean, and still, it's for sure one of like I said, the moments that like shaped my life for sure.
Yeah, I guess that's a good thing. We'll have to think twice about where we are because
like I as a photographer, man, I do shit like that all the time. Like you're like, oh, look at that shot. Let me hop this fence. Let me climb this like bridge. Like let me it's I have really good friends. They're a photographer. They're urban explorers, and they they climb New York City buildings and take photos. And so they were making jokes about like, oh, how many times have you been, how many trespassing, things do you have? And they kind of look at it as just kind of a badge, essentially, badge of honor. It's like how many do you have?
Wow. Anyway, that photo is just gorgeous, just beautiful. All right, let's see. Let's look at another one, and then we'll talk about the other things that you're involved in.
Sure. Yeah.
Really
Let's.
beautiful. I'm
So
glad I
yeah, this
asked about
is.
that one. That was just beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so yeah, this is surreal. And maybe I'll show you
Oh
my
wait, I
wall.
have to interrupt. Everybody smash the likes, and also
Oh yeah.
all of your links are going to be there below, so people can look at your work. They can buy it. They can also get involved. You do Twitter Spaces. They can come to
Yeah,
your
I do
Twitter
Twitter Spaces.
and also put a comment because that helps the algorithm, and that will help his video get into more viewers places.
100%.
Mhm.
So yeah, and then so yeah, I'll talk a little bit about, just one of one. So these are it's just the one photo. You get IP rights. So if anything you want to do with the
great.
photo, you can do it, and as well as a physical print, like chip with the NFC video.
Is there a little clicker space on that on OpenSea for the IP rights, the intellectual property rights, or is that just between you and?
I think I think some people have access to that. I've heard something like that. But I think for now you just have to say it.
Yeah, because when I
Say
first
it.
minted on Rarible, they did have that little box.
Oh, really? Okay.
I only just put my second piece on OpenSea. I have some stuff on Hickenunk, and I started on Mintable. Like I just am all over the place, but I did.
No, same. So my video,
yeah.
the video I have is actually on Rarible.
Oh, cool, right?
Yeah.
Like Rarible.
But yeah, so yeah, these are one of ones. They it's essentially just kind of just photos from the last 6 years that I'm slowly putting out as well.
Maybe click on one or two. I really want to see the one with the blue sky and that white cloud. That is really gorgeous too.
Blue sky. Oh, this one.
Yeah, that blue and that white and that black. It's really.
Yeah. So this is
oh, that is.
This
so
is
cool.
in Notch Peak. It's near Notch Peak. So I'm a climber also. And that's the main reason I actually moved to Utah is to climb and go out and hike and stuff like that. And so this is I think one of the tallest. I think it's like the second tallest like cliff face in North America. That's Notch Peak. And it's and so me and a buddy we're gonna go out and hike it, and for some reason we just thought we would do it like kind of pretty easily, and we're just very arrogant like about it. And so we drove out there and didn't take very much supplies and stuff. We just we'll just do it and kind of go back home. And so we get there and again, psychedelics sometimes are kind of common in some of these photos. But we were tripping and just it was just so incredible. This photo doesn't even it pales in comparison to how beautiful it really was.
Yeah, and that's true about photos. Whenever I go to take a photo of nature or something, it's just this is not it at all. That's why I don't even do it. It's very
exactly. You do your best, and that's why you can edit it a little bit to kind of give it that feeling of that you had when you saw it, for sure.
That's gorgeous. I love this photo. I just
and so we actually camped right there, and it was very dumb because it was this is at 10,000 feet. It's at next to those towers, and so it was windy and cold, and so we were just sleeping in the car, freezing freezing our butts. And so it was just kind of hilarious. We didn't really bring sleeping bags or anything. We were just we'll just sleep in the car and it'll be fine. And kind of
Spontaneous trip.
Yeah, exactly. It was just spontaneous, but it was worth it, you know. This is like one of the photos, and there's a couple other ones that I'm excited about releasing from kind of this shoot as well.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah,
I
and
love
so
nature. I'm a huge nature person myself.
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, same. I can't get enough of it for sure. And yeah, so this one's another notch on my belt. That's kind of the
Cool.
little play. I love puns.
Yeah, I love your surreal. Like that's super brilliant.
Oh yeah, it's puns. Yeah.
I didn't even get it
many
at first. I'm like
puns.
surreal. Oh, that's cool. Then you're like, when you say it, surreal. Oh,
Here we do. This one was a good one to lead into the video.
okay. Ooh.
So you know, Golden State Bridge. It's, you know, I called it Golden Opportunity. This was in April of this year. And you know, after COVID, you know, I kind of, or just during COVID, I mean, I spent, you know, kind of spent a lot of time just on myself and meditating and kind of trying to figure out where I was going, because I just felt like I was going in circles and was very comfortable in my life in Salt Lake. You know, like I didn't feel like I was growing creatively and as a person. And so in April, kind of my partner and I, we went on this trip, and I kind of, that's where I decided to do the, you know, FCK YEA. And so I actually tattooed, I got a tattoo there.
Oh,
And
cute.
yeah, and it's you know, it's each letter means something to me. So it's like, I'll curse one more time, all right?
That's fine. Yeah, I think 2 times
All
you'll
right.
get away with.
I think, all right. So it's called, so it starts with, you know, so it's FCKYA, right? So it's fucking live, count your blessings, know yourself. You are one. Everything is beautiful and always love. And that's just how, you know, it's a reminder to myself of how I want to live my life. And so yeah, so this one's called Golden Opportunity, and then yeah, I'll kind of talk, and it kind of leads into the video as well. So it's FCKYA SFO, and you know, we took a trip from Salt Lake to San Francisco on train. It was my first time doing both, and I like to kind of explore. I just like to explore the world on a bike. You know, I play this thing called bike polo, which they have tournaments all over the world, and that was kind of the main reason why I started traveling. And so I always take my bike with me, and I'll maybe do like bike packing. So you carry your camping stuff on your bike, and you just kind of camp wherever. And this was kind of the beginning of where I kind of stopped talking about things that I was going to do, and kind of just started doing it.
All right.
Right. And then, you know, I guess I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but like kind of a big thing in all my collections is this one, for example, I'm doing 50% of royalties that are going to be going toward onboarding BIPOC and Latino artists into the NFT space. That's just dear to my heart. And being at like for example, NYC NFT, and I was in Art Basel. You know, the representation is lacking for sure, and I want to do my best so that next year when I go to these you know, art fairs, it's, you know, it's much different.
Yeah. So you were in Art Basel. Was it mostly just who was there? Who was there in the NFTs representing the NFTs?
As far as like the marketplaces, I mean, all, or is that in that sense, they're all there, like Tezos, and Tezos was actually the biggest surprising one because they were actually at Art Basel, the convention.
Oh, the coin,
And then,
the actual
yeah,
product.
and then Super Rare was there, and
But I mean,
there's
do you
a,
feel like it was like old school? Do you feel like it was like kind of white male dominated still, or was I mean, I wouldn't
well,
think that
yeah, for
would still
sure,
be like that,
it's
but
for sure, for sure. Like I was at Scope,
uh-huh.
Scope Art Fair for the most part. I had friends who had stuff in there, and made friends with a lot of people there, and so kind of just spent a lot of time there. But yeah, for sure, for sure. It's
Okay, that's good to know because I don't picture it like that in my mind, you know?
yeah, and not to say that it was like, as crazy. There's obviously like
Yeah,
people from
yeah,
all over the world.
yeah,
There's artists from all over the world for sure.
yeah.
But I'd say, you know, maybe 2/3 or something like that. You know what I mean? Or like at least half or something. It was a lot.
That's a
For
lot.
sure.
Half is a
It
lot.
was
Half
a
is
lot.
a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot.
So we're gonna
And
make a video. I gotta interrupt you. We're gonna make a video in Spanish right after this, and then we're gonna really
exactly,
to
for
find a
sure.
lot of these Latin American people for onboarding because their art
Yeah,
is great.
I actually made a couple friends who they did a Latino and African artist like NFT gallery in Miami, and so I got to go check that out as well, and met some cool folks, and hopefully I can help support some of those artists from like just South America and stuff that yeah, that hopefully I can just help get them out there more.
Yeah, and the African artist, amazing. One of my first interviews was this guy named Afro Spirit. Do you know his work? Oh my God, he's amazing.
No, yeah, but
And I started doing some Spanish interviews, and that reconnected. I went to grad school in Mexico City. I lived in Mexico for a long time, and
oh, very cool.
loud here, right? So used to it.
Oh yeah, same.
I'm like, it's like normal, but probably anyone listening to it is like going like, oh my God.
No, yeah, if you're in the city.
Right, daily life. But I really connected with a lot of Latin American artists, which you know what, they are great artists, and they are different. They have a lot of depth to them. I mean, the African ones that I know have like this insane color, just off the charts,
Yeah,
beautiful, and caught in these intricacy. And then these Latin Americans, they have their very they're very heartfelt and drama and like almost life and death, like things that in America we're not like, you're a little shy about,
right.
I love the works that just reconnecting. And not that they all do that. I mean, everyone has something different, but
Right, for sure, for sure.
super good. So we're gonna put all your links there, and then we'll do like a quick one in Spanish after we're done with this. And
Yeah, absolutely.
that's really cool. So how do you help onboard the artists? Do people just send a little ETH to get on the OpenSea, or is it like a tutorial helping people one-on-one, or how does what you're involved in, how does it work?
So I mean, currently it's just in spaces. So I host a space. It's called FCKYA NFT.
Uh-huh.
And usually I'll do either, if I'm doing some type of giveaway or something, and then it's like NFT 101 / onboarding. And it's basically sometimes it's brand new people who have never, don't have a wallet, don't have any of that stuff. And so I basically just go like one-on-one, essentially. We like kind of go through the steps of like getting those things, getting your wallet, making your account. And then the biggest thing for me that I talk about is just security, and you know, how, like, what to look out for. Like, for example, my first NFT I bought was a scam. You know, I was DM'd. This is like when I first, you know, got into the space, and you know, got into Discords and stuff, and I got a message, and it was like, oh, we're minting now, and there's only 7 left or something like that. And so I ended up like losing quite a bit of money on that. And
Wow.
and so basically, like, everything I've learned, you know, from like, you know, you shouldn't like just interact with any type of DMs from people you don't know. And if they send you a link, you should never click it. And then, like, you know, having a cold wallet, and you know, having your like recovery passwords, like never having those on digital, or just anything connected to Wi-Fi. And you know, just like little like steps like that that I think, you know, you don't know, you know, when you first get into the space.
Yeah, there's no way to know unless you
Yeah,
lose
exactly.
money or someone tells you, or you lose your passphrase, and you realize
Right.
you can't just click lost
Exactly.
phrase. Like, you're screwed, it's gone for life. So yeah, I
Yeah.
make videos a lot. I used to make so many shorts, like the most important thing in crypto. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, very
Back up
cool.
all
Yeah,
your recovery phrase, you know, not on your wallet. I mean, not on your phone, not on your computer. And don't ever lose it, because you know what happens too is, like, you buy something, some little crypto, and you're like, well, it's just like $50, you know, but and then like a year later, it's worth, you know, $6,000, and you're like,
exactly.
oop, oop, can't get in that
Yeah.
wallet.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love your video. It's really, really nice. So you were in Art Basel. What were you showing there, or did you?
No, you know, I had some friends showing, and then kind of just to like meet some folks that I've interacted with on Twitter, and, you know, make connections and stuff. And which, you know, I for sure made some connections, and was able to, you know, just make friends with other photographers, and kind of, and other artists that, you know, you'd have to be there, you know, you had to be there, to like, for that to happen.
Maybe I'll go next year, because I actually was in Florida at the time, but
Oh, really?
the whole reason I went to Florida is because I was overworking so much. I thought I was going psychotic. I was microdosing mushrooms too, which, you know what, I realized for myself, I'm like barely on the edge of sanity at all times. So if I just have like a little bit of push over into the more abstracted world, I'm just completely gone. But I was just also super stressed. I was
Yeah.
really, so that's what I wasn't doing. I was just in a hammock, you know. So I didn't go.
Yeah, you know, and it's for sure. Sometimes it was a little stressful. It was just like so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're just like, all right, what am I gonna go do? And just trying to fit things. Like, I didn't even go to Art Basel. You know, like, it was just, there's just so much stuff in the NFTs, and like the NFT parties, and all like the little galleries that I wanted to go check out, and then just hanging out with friends, you know, and you know, just hanging out with friends, kind of, you know, you like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to buy a place in Florida with my crypto money, and
Oh, nice.
I want to get like extra bedrooms so everyone can visit me. All my friends, which
Oh, yeah. Very
by
cool,
all my
yeah.
friends, I mean all my NFT friends.
Very cool. All right.
Yeah. To me, sometimes, like you're saying, like in the NFT world, there's so much going on, and I get so excited about everyone. Like everyone who talks on a Twitter space, I'm like, wow, this is so great. I want to see it. I want to buy it. I want to meet this person, you know. And so sometimes I have to like limit myself and then just stop listening and disengage, because it's such an exciting, fun world, you know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, I struggle with that too. I'm a little, you know, just into it so deep, for sure, and have to, kind of take my pauses for too as well. You know, I you know, especially I'm so new, and And so I'm super obsessed, right? And like I just been on like Twitter Spaces the last, like I can't even tell you how many hours, like probably
Whoa, that's a lot.
like 60-ish hours a week, and like
Whoa.
easy for sure, easy.
Oh my God.
Like it's yeah, it's been yeah, it's been a little crazy, but definitely trying to like kind of calm that down and balance it a little bit more
Yeah.
and
It's like everything expands like so fast and exponentially.
yeah, exactly. It's just the NFT space is just it's like 1,000x the world. You know what I mean? Like it's like everybody's just creating stuff every single day and just blowing your mind every day, and you're like, holy crap, like all right, let me not get too caught up.
And then learning. So on the 21st, on the solstice, December, there's a party in the metaverse, but you can also submit your work to maybe get shown at the party. So maybe
cool.
your piece, your solstice piece, maybe send that in.
Oh wow,
That'd
yeah,
be
that
cool.
would be cool. Yeah.
I also used to do ceremonies on the solstice and the equinoxes as well. But
cool.
that video is like, I'm gonna post it today, or tomorrow. But it's this guy's name's the NFTDAO.eth.
Okay.
But their team is really cool, and they're hosting like, it's gonna be the first ever like solstice metaverse party, and
Whoa.
it's gonna be so awesome. So I just want to make sure like, you get in there. I mean, everybody can go. I don't know how the metaverse. I've never been to a metaverse party before.
So. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so maybe it's probably on the central land.
No, it's actually not like technically in a metaverse space.
Oh, okay.
Because they didn't own enough land or something like that. It's sort of like it's not exactly that. It's on like a private sort of metaverse.
I see.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know if I've talked about I guess the show I'm doing.
Let's hear.
So I'm doing FCKYA NFT, a show in New York. And so that's going to be on 2/2/22. And so that'll be like in Brooklyn, and kind of doing a screening of this video, which is actually one part of a bigger series. So it's going to eventually be like a kind of a short film, essentially.
Beautiful. It's so beautiful. Like really take us on a trip,
Yeah, exactly. So by that time, I'll have kind of all the parts, and then kind of do a little reveal at that party. And we're also going to be doing it in the metaverse too. So we're some buddies of mine I'm collabing with. We're going to build like a show on the central land. So if anyone who can't make it will be able to go to the show on the central land. So we'll all kind of be together in real life and in virtual. And kind of my idea was to for that, just have the space kind of projected in the actual gallery, so like you can see all the people in the central land, and have a live stream of the opposite where you can see all the people in our gallery, right? So everyone is kind of connected a little bit, and and then so that's all my NFTs right now will give you access to those shows.
And so one of the shows is in New York, or is a physical show?
Yeah. So there's that's
so cool. I didn't realize it's going to be 2/2/2/2/2. That's really cool.
Yeah. That's I like numbers, and so
2/2/2/2/2.
Yeah. So
and there's also going to be 2/2, but that will be like a 0 before the,
Yeah. I mean, there'll be 22 as well.
but I'll have like a 0 in there technically.
Yeah. But yeah, and like I even do like giveaways right now. I'm doing them at like 2:22 a.m. or 2:22 p.m. Just to kind of, just a little play on that as well.
Yeah, I love numbers too. Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite number is 12. And so I'm doing a series of 12 photos. Surreal eventually is going to be 12 years. There's going to be, this is Surreal 1, and there'll be Surreal 2, etc. on and on to 12. And actually, even though my prices, they all equal 12. So like,
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's just, I just like, I'm kind of weird like that, I guess.
No, that I love that. I really like that all of your numbers equal 12. That's very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Are you on any other platforms besides OpenSea?
No, so I mean, yeah, right now just OpenSea and Rarible, and hopefully I'll get onto like Foundation eventually, and that's kind of where I'll be doing the short film as well. I'll be putting that on there.
Okay, well, yeah, like let's wrap it up and then we'll do the one in Spanish, and
Yeah, for
everybody
sure.
can see all of your links. They can come to your spaces, interact with you, come to your show, come to your metaverse event on 2/2/2/2/2/2/2.
2/2/22.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And unless there's something else that we forgot that we need to mention.
No, I mean, I think that's
All right. Yeah, no, that was beautiful.
most of it. Yeah.
I really felt like I've taken a trip, into your world.
Oh man, cool.
I rode a bicycle for 12 years before I got my car.
Oh, let's go. Yeah.
And then one day I got my car and never got on my bike again, except for I have a flat tire right now. I was thinking of getting my bike out. But I like to run. I like to always go outside every day. And just being outside. Whoops, the angel's calling. Being outside.
The bike community in DC is very awesome. Actually, there's a lot of social rides and a lot of like just different types of rides too. Like if you're like in a minority, there's like rides. If you're a woman, there's rides. If you're whatever, there's all sorts of rides.
Yeah, we had this cool ride too. It was like the Paisley ride or something. No, not Paisley, but like yeah, I've seen those sometime. I've never ridden in a group. I used to be very like a hermit, and then I came out of my shell. I used to stay inside and paint and make art. Like I was completely inside of my own world. And then
Gotcha, yeah.
I got out, and then when they told everyone they had a lockdown and social distance, I'm like, okay, I'm officially becoming an extrovert. I just have to always go against the grain. So I had to, become very social. So now I think I would do that. Before I just be like, oh, I don't want to go on the body. But maybe I will go meet some different people.
Yeah, I mean, I think I have like two kind of goals, and just I think in life it's just like getting people on bikes and getting people out into nature essentially.
Yeah, I used to be very into getting people into nature too. And now what I'm really into, I used to be so into rocks. Like you couldn't talk to me a long time without me somehow mentioning a rock or pulling out some kind of rock. And usually it was just a gray rock from like down the way, I'm just be so into it. But so here's my question. I actually was thinking of paying you to get a new bike because my bike is old. And then I'm like, oh, it's Christmas time, because right after Christmas, a lot of people are going to be selling their bikes. So maybe I'll get somebody's bike.
For sure.
Where do people buy like kind of used bikes these days?
I would go on Facebook, and there's like a Washington DC bike classifieds. And that's probably like the best spot. You could even just like post on there and post your your size, the bike
Mhm.
size you have, and
Mhm.
usually people respond. And you can just look through those listings too.
Yeah, all right. That's what I'm thinking because I really want to get on my bike because it's a lot faster than walking. And
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, no, I love nature. I'm super into plants now. I'm into eating weeds. That's my thing. I don't know if you do you have there's an app, it's called Picture This. And so now I go around everywhere I am when I was in Florida. That's one reason I want to move to Florida. They have so many natural plants. And they have
Oh,
like, but any kind of little weed there, all of the weeds are medicinal, like because they were
right.
put there by the Native Americans or the early settlers or whoever was around, because that was their medicine before, um, we had pharmaceutical pills. So all of the weeds that are in your area are super potent medicines. Anyway, I'm super, that is my thing now. I'm always into something to do with nature, but
Cool. Yeah, I love that.
the weeds is fun because you can identify it and then you can go on YouTube. You can find out how to, or internet, or just, internet. And
Oh yeah, yeah.
find
That's
out how
awesome.
to eat it,
Yeah.
use it, what it's
What's
good for.
what's the name of that app?
It's called Picture This. I think you have to pay something like $30 a year. It's the only app that I really pay any kind of money for, but it's so worth it. It also identifies mushrooms.
I was
Well,
gonna say, all right, then 100. Yeah, there you
people use
go.
it for mushrooms and
Yeah, I've been wanting to just go look for mushrooms. I've always
yeah,
wanted to do that.
me too.
But
And so now you can make sure, you're not getting the poison.
yeah,
And then you realize, you know, you grow up and all the world's like, oh, don't eat this plant, and you're like, yeah, but they don't mind if you eat this carcinogenic GMO pesticide
right,
laden. Like you could eat this, but don't eat this amazing food that's has so many nutrients. And there's really very few poison plants and very few poison mushrooms, unless you eat like a ton of them. Certain
right.
ones are toxic, but they're only toxic if you're seriously overdoing it. So yeah, if you come here, we can go mushroom walking. Like I know some people here
Absolutely,
that
yeah. I
do that
mean,
too.
I'm going there about once a month usually.
Oh, you come to DC?
Yeah, yeah. So my parents are in Mount Rainier, Maryland. So like that's like right on Eastern Avenue.
Yeah, yeah, I know where it is. I have friends out that way.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's a
But
nice area. A lot of artists are out there. Actually, I know, like,
yeah, it's like it was like a kind of a hippie community. Like it's like one of the oldest bike collectives is there, and as well as there's Glut, the food co-op. So like I used to um volunteer there as a kid. I'd work there, and so I kind of like learn about like organic foods and just like you know being like plant or vegan and etc. and all that stuff, kind of like learn about that at a really young age. And honestly, like I would like when I went back older, I was like, oh, okay, that because I'm plant based now, and so it just makes sense. I was
oh,
like, oh
if
yeah,
you're plant based, you're gonna love this app because I was just like, I go on my walk, my run in the morning, my barefoot walk, whatever, and then I find
yeah,
new plants and I bring them in, and little by little, I see if they agree with me. Take a
right,
little bit, but there's these plants around like mulberry, white mulberry. It's a major healer. It lowers cholesterol and does all these amazing things. But the cool thing is that you can like make salads out of it. It's big leaves.
mm,
Like to me,
right,
I'm so excited. I don't even hardly buy
yeah,
vegetables anymore. I'm like, why am I going to buy some vegetables? I don't even know where they came from. You know, maybe DC is a
yeah,
state park, or maybe we have some pollution and whatever, but at least I know
right. You go grab it.
it
Yeah,
wasn't
I mean,
a
like,
nuclear waste dump or something that it came from.
yeah, I mean, my dad has like a massive garden, and we've always, kind of just ate the stuff that he planted. And like during COVID, I was very like adamant on that, and had my little garden and stuff, and hopefully here in New York, I got a smaller apartment, so hopefully we get to a spot where we can have get a garden as well here.
Cool, man. Yeah, you gotta come. I'll show you. I have a medicine wheel in the forest, and then they have a lot of mushrooms.
Oh yeah,
here in the Rock Creek
that's
Park.
awesome. Yeah,
I
would love.
I really like your film. Like, it's just sort of playing in the background, but
Oh yeah.
it really does show your love for nature. Like I love how people's emotions can come through a film. Somehow it all gets transmitted. Like, look at that in the back. Like, that is just so beautiful.
Yeah.
And
I mean, yeah, I actually one of my other films got into a film festival. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't really say about anything about that.
Link below, everyone. Smash the lights. Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Filmocracy or something like that. It's like Hype. Filmocracy is the website. It's like a online like film festival thing. And I'm gonna be doing a bunch of media and stuff for that starting next week, and I think that starts. The film festival is from like the 15th to the 6th or something like that. So it's just like I think every day they're just having different films. They're doing different films. It's all online, and that was from my NYC NFT that I did. Here, hold on. I guess we can just look at it. Let's see, so it's this one. Wow.
NFT ATM. That is so cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
And then this is Jake. He's a one-of-one artist. We did like a little meetup in Dover Street. And this is actually a cool one. It's called Zap Theory. They do a lot of like Black artists and did a lot of like kind of just they had a really cool party there too. And then these are V friends. This is like one of the folks I was kind of talking to you about earlier.
Wow, you're a very good filmographer for sure. Wow.
And this is Dreamverse. It was like the biggest party. Like people was there. And
wow, this is amazing. I wish I had gone.
Yeah, this is they had like a whole VR display thing, and yeah, it was super dope. This is Napkin Killer. He's a good friend of mine's now. We met at that party and have met a couple times after. Yeah, I did this like really cool kind of immersive thing with People's new collection, 5,000 Days.
Wow, this is amazing. Where's the next one? I actually was in this.
It's in summer.
Is it?
It's in summer in New York. So it's like I think they said they already announced the days and stuff. It's like June something.
Yeah, I want to start getting around to these and the Salvadorian ones. There's a lot of Salvadorian ones.
Yeah.
So that's cool because they have that nice beach, right? El Zontele, like that whole beach area right near San Salvador.
Oh, really? I never. I've only gone as a kid, and and whatchamacallit,
Yeah, senior
never
relative.
gone back as an adult.
Yeah, well, I've only been in the airport there, but I was on a panel this crypto art fest, crypto Latin fest. That was what.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I got to be on a panel there. That was cool. That's how I
awesome.
met this Kepi gallery. You have to watch that. It's like, I already did upload the English version, but he has a whole gallery. Also, he helps at onboarding a lot of Latin Americans, and also because the fees, like an ETH fee for somebody in Argentina or
It's
forget
absurd.
Bolivia or
Yeah,
even
it's like
Mexico.
it's
would
10
be-
times whatever.
Yeah, it would be like paying $1,000 to mint your
Yeah.
NFT. So that's
Yeah.
like completely
Yeah.
not doable, so
For sure.
that's a lot of why they made their gallery. It's a lot of Latin American artists, but other artists as well. Everyone's invited,
For
but
sure.
really to help people onboard, and they onboard in BNB coin, that's Binance coin.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Other coin called I can't remember, Kaidensa. I don't remember exactly the name of the coin, but it's on there. And they have a Kefi coin too. So that's really cool. Like, it's called gallery, but it's really like a platform.
Gotcha.
So Kefi gallery, and they're just making a gallery so that people who aren't in the NFT space know what it is. Like, this is the art gallery where you're gonna find art. So it's really cool. All right, I'm gonna sign off, and then we'll do a Spanish one real quick. But thanks for coming and sharing your work in your world.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you reaching out, and yeah.
Wow.
Stoked.
Yeah. Totally enjoyed this.